Worried indeed. Don't worry. I'm not going to be here all day. This is actually a list of all the things I'm not allowed to say. That's the longer one of the things I can't say, and then here's the ones that I can.
That's his shopping list.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised to be stood here. I'm surprised you asked me, and those of you that know me well know I'm a man of few words, and never really been one to talk much, so I see why I was volunteered. No, seriously, I hope you're all having a lovely day, and really I should have seen this coming a long time ago, because ever since my mum started working at the theatre, it was the lovely bar manager this, the lovely bar manager that. Listen, I don't think she was fussy. Then it started with the late night bar shifts all of a sudden. You know, the ones because the theatre so desperately needed her. I'm not doing it for any particular reason, I'm just doing it to help the theatre out. Quite whether it was appropriate during a recession to be doing extra overtime and touching the barman up during it, I'm not sure, but there you go. And the truth is, you didn't claim any overtime for any of them, did you, Mum? You didn't put any toil in, did you, at all? And your wages never changed, did they? Because you just wanted to spend some time with David, didn't you? And then that was followed by the overnight stay. He will bury your head into his shoulder. The overnight stay, because somebody was required to supervise the ghost walk. Now, I've heard some excuses in my time. She came back the next day. Next thing I know, she's got a better social life than me. 25 years of age, I'm staying in doing my own work, and that's it. She's out and about with David all the time. And then obviously she had a bit of bad luck, and we had the bad back and the leg, didn't we? And obviously I'm extremely grateful for David for supporting her through that. I did tell you, Mum, you can't take vigorous exercise up at your age. You're all laughing at it. I just meant she started going to the gym and stuff. What were you all thinking? No. But I think what finally sealed the deal, and she's not going to thank me for telling you this story, but Mum, do you remember the new jeans that you bought? Yeah, I picked her up one day from work, and she had a bag of clothes. She'd been shopping. And I said, oh yeah, she's looking embarrassed now, aren't you? I said, oh, you've been shopping, Mum? Been shopping on your dinner break? She said, yeah, I bought some new jeans. Seems a bit odd. Yeah, just some jeans. All right, Mum, yeah, nice one. Do you want to see the jeans? Yeah, Mum, it's all right. If you bought some jeans, we get back home, she puts bag down. She says, look, these are jeans, and she lifts them up. I thought she's making a bloody big deal about these jeans. There's something else she didn't want me to see in there. So I waited until she'd gone upstairs, and I had a quick peer in the bag. There's a little Essenza bag, wasn't there, behind them jeans? Oh! Mum, you and I both know that it was Primark, but I'm not going to tell everyone. Cedarwood State, wasn't it? And then we even had to have some house rules, didn't we? Do you remember when I drafted you the Judith and David Act? It was effectively, I was trying to do some studying at the time, and she kept talking about David this, David that. So we had to ban her from speaking about David whilst I was at the kitchen table studying, and we struggled with that somewhat, didn't we? No, seriously, no, I've had a bit of a joke with you and that, but I honestly couldn't be happier for my mum and David, I really couldn't, and this is where you're going to get upset now, Mum, I'm sorry. But I think I'm speaking on behalf of me and my brother when I say that she's been an absolute rock to us. We are where we are today because of her, and she won't admit this, but many a time she's put her own happiness at the back burner in order to make sure we were all right and to get us to where we are. And it's about time that changed, and I've never honestly ever seen her as happy as she is when she's with David. And I'll never forget when he picked her up one day out of the blue and took her out, and then the next day she said, oh, it was rather strange last night. He just rung me out of the blue and asked me to come to the theatre, and I didn't expect it, and then he even opened the car door for me to let me get in, and I was just looking at her and I said, Mum, that's just how people are, that's how it should be. And obviously I thank David for that, and I'm just so happy for them all. And I'm hoping now with the bad back and that's the sickness out of the way, and I really do hope now that you just have years and years of health and happiness, and I'd like everybody now to join me in a toast. to Judith and David. Thank you. Hadley. Follow that.
More oysters. David, is there any more in that bottle? Thank you. Is there in that bottle? On that as well? It's Roseanne.
Go get him, David. Go get him.
It was good, wasn't it? Do it again. Get the camera around.
You'll make it.
Don't cry, David. Don't cry.
Me and my knees having to come up all these steps at my time of life, it's not good, is it?
For your steps.
Not an escalator.
I've just got a load of thank yous, really. Thank you, all of you, for coming all this way. All of you, most of you have travelled an awful long way, except David, who's come from next door.
His seagulls.
Did you pay him? To Eric, where is he?
Has that been one of those afternoon naps that you have, Dave?
All right, yes. Yeah. To Eric, thank you for giving me your lovely daughter. And to Bobby and Sonny for giving me your lovely mother. And then thank you to Libby and Ian for providing us with the wonderful food today. And to Paul and team for supplying us with the champagne, and thank you. And basically, thank you all very, very much for coming. It's very, very kind of you. We do really appreciate it. And the toast is to the wonderful bridesmaids. We had 3 fabulous bridesmaids and 1 fantastic little page boy. So Emily, Philippa,
Amazing.
Maisie and Matthew.
Page boy.
Now I will hand you over to the last word.
Unless you're bored already.
No,
Oh no, come on.
it's up there.
I've been following her on Facebook. It's all these photographs somewhere.
Oh, I've run out, sorry.
Oh, you're not going to believe this. Oh. Go home. Oh, well. Oh.
Oh, it's a book.
Ladies and gentlemen, lads and lasses, hello everyone. Welcome along to this lovely sunny Scarborough venue. My name, if you don't already know me, is Hadley. What are you drinking? I'm standing up here now because David, as you know him, or Dad, as I affectionately call him, has asked me to be his best man. I do feel extremely honoured that Dad has chosen me over both of his friends. More than likely, I suspect this is because they'd have more dirt to dish out than me. But in all honesty, I've been very nervous about having to do a speech, so I've prepared a few lines. I've been to the toilet, I've snorted them, and now I'm feeling much better about the situation. A few people have commented, why was I chosen to be the best man when Dad's got another equally as excellent son? Now, I do realise to some this may seem a little unfair, but I won't want anyone thinking bad of my dad, because he's the best, most generous, most loving, kind sort of father could ever wish for. That's what you said, wasn't it? So truth be told, we all three got together and he asked us both to be best man. Me today and Jasper next time. That's fair, everybody's happy now. It has made me highly delighted to see that so many friends, family and freeloaders managed to make the very long journey here to celebrate this special day. The marriage between this beautiful, radiant, charming, gorgeous, sexy woman and Dad. Incidentally, I don't know if I've mentioned, but looking stunning today. Well done, Dad. One of the many, many duties of a best man is to pay compliments to the barmaids. To the bridesmaids. I'm sure we'd all agree that they've looked absolutely gorgeous. The little tiny one, fantastic, beautiful kid.
Just because you made her.
And they've all done a splendid job today. I understand that holding flowers, looking pretty and smiling all at the same time is a mean feat, but you ladies have pulled it off perfectly and made it look effortless. So, well done. And I was told that earlier Judith this morning had decided not to go ahead with the wedding, so all these lovely ladies applied her with alcohol and lies and managed to get her to the church nearly on time, so thank you, massive thank you. Having not been to many weddings before, in fact probably about 90% of them have been my dad's. I've not been to many weddings before, so I've done a bit of research on the subject and I discovered that according to tradition I'm supposed to sing the groom's praises and tell you all his many good points. Now, I'm very sorry, but I don't sing. And I'm not going to lie. But for as long as I can remember, my dad's had two main interests in life. The first, which he devotes most of his time and energy to, is trying to ensure that each and every pub in the Wakefield district enjoys a sustained and steady growth in business. The second is his very active involvement in the lesbian community. He's dragged me along to every theatre to watch every show that he possibly could. Don't get me wrong, I know there are a lot of lesbians here today, and I have nothing against the theatrical industry. Thespians. But the trip to the theatre with my dad is completely predictable. We'd arrive 2 minutes before the curtain goes up, dash to the bar, large gin and slim and another to take in, fall asleep within 10 minutes of the lights going off, wake up at half time, back to the bar, more gin, then sit bored ridgeless for the next 40 minutes because you don't know what's going on because you missed all the first time. Having known my dad for so many years now, I've come to the conclusion that during this time he's just been using me to benefit from student discounted tickets. Now that I'm no longer eligible for student discount tickets, I do sincerely hope this isn't the reason that you've married into the box office.
Which I'm now eligible for OAP
Up until I started to speak, I would say that this party was going very well, but unfortunately for me, I have a phobia about parties held in my honour. I do blame this entirely on you, Dad. And the frightful Cowboy and Indians 7th birthday party. This consisted of a teepee being temporarily erected in the garden. I say teepee, but I mean a bedsheet propped up with garden poles. And I say temporarily because it had blown over before any guests had arrived. And this left 20 boys then to argue for 2 hours over 6 bow and arrows and 4 pistols. I might sound a bit harsh and possibly a bit ungrateful, but it was a disaster. Certainly the worst party I've ever been to. And any credibility that I had in the playground at 7 years old was completely destroyed at this point. So Dad, if you feel like I might have let you down with any of my matrimonial duties, just consider it retaliation.
However, we've got a better TP here now.
It is. You've put a lot more effort into today. Bygones be bygones, it's no problem. I'm over it, honestly.
We haven't got any Indians, we have a few Chinese in the church.
Random! I wanted some in the photos as well. But, if I have managed to pull this off to your approval, I think that just shows that I love you a little bit more than you love me. Oh. As of today now, this happy couple are joined together in wedlock. Now, as most of you will be aware, this is my dad's lucky 3rd attempt at marriage. So it stands to reason that if he has had 3 wives, then he's bound to have had quite a lot of companions and conquests in between marriages. Now, after their week's honeymoon in North Wales, North Wales, eh? Dad, but I asked you what you were doing for your honeymoon, and you said you were going to bang her for a week.
Oh no! No.
The location's irrelevant. So, as I was saying, after the honeymoon, Judith and Dad will be returning to Wakefield then to live happily ever after as man and wife. So it is at this point now that I would request that any former companions or conquests, whatever, you know who you are, I would respectfully ask that you put the past behind you, let bygones be bygones, and if you've still kept some sort of keepsakes, then from your time spent together, whatever, then now's the time to hand them over, giving the newlyweds a fresh start together. So I've left a bit of an urn on the table, so if anybody has got any sorts of keepsakes that they've kept, now's the time. Oh. Key to the door. Oh, another one. What?
Massive chew.
Is that everyone now? Oh,
that was a car.
His car keys have started.
Yeah,
That's a different kind of party.
You can't start swapping it now, it's really just gone.
nothing surprises me with my dad. Nothing. But, we're almost there now, you'll be glad to hear. But there is a subject briefly touched on by my dad. But I do feel it's right to be mentioned properly. Today's location. It's as beautiful as it is. I believe I'm right in saying there is only one guest that's anywhere local whatsoever. And everybody else has come at least 70 miles to get here today. So we've got less people here from London, Bristol, Manchester, Nottingham, Cumbria, Goole, possibly even some from Wakefield, I believe.
Yay!
And some from Spain, believe it or not.
Wow.
So on behalf of the bride and groom, I'd just like to say that having you all here today has made the day very special, and frankly, had you not made it here, it would have been rubbish and a complete waste of my inheritance. I can put my hand on my heart and tell you that this has been the best of all my dad's weddings. So, ladies and gentlemen,